childhood of God. Jesus Christ incarnation with God. The human being's spiritual goal should be the attainment of childship to God, for he is given the opportunity to develop into a brightest being of light during his life on earth and to depart from earth in complete union with God. This is the becoming one with God, which Jesus Christ also achieved on earth and which all people can attain if they strive for it in all seriousness. It is not beyond a person's strength. It only requires the strong will to live as Jesus Christ lived on earth, in unselfish love for one's neighbor. Unselfish neighborly love is what Jesus preached to people, and it is and remains the core of Christian teaching. It is the content of the gospel which his disciples were to spread in the world. But the effect of a Christian life of love is something incomparably glorious. The human being has become a child of God, his heir, and he enters into all the rights of the Father. It can create and shape like him and use its strength in supreme bliss, which it fulfills through the intimate union with God. There are certainly innumerable degrees of bliss, of light and strength, depending on the degree of maturity the souls are in a blissful state if they are only recipients of light and strength. Thus once they have found entrance into the kingdom of light. But a child of God is infinitely more blissful, for it has reached the degree of perfection which allows closest proximity and connection with God. It no longer feels separated from him, it feels one with him and yet is aware of its individual existence. It still possesses its free will which, however, has completely aligned itself with God's will. It is a blissful state of togetherness, a constant desire for and granting of God's love. It is blissful harmony, unceasing blissful activity and perpetual striving upwards, for perfection has no limit, and constant striving also belongs to bliss because it is never unsuccessful. And the human being can already reach this highest degree of happiness on earth if he has the serious will. But only a few strive for it. Only a few humbly accept the fate which is imposed on them in order to be able to mature in a short time. For despite eager activity of love, the soul has to be purified through suffering if it wants to be able to receive the light in all its fullness. It must struggle on earth and endure much suffering and deprivation. It must walk the path Jesus walked on earth, love and suffer. It must carry the cross until the end. Then the soul will merge with God, it will become one with him, it will be his child and remain so for all eternity. Amen.